I'd laugh if it did.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Q&A ahead of Game Week 8, Part 2. Sam, as we do on these international breaks.
We're back.
You're in a jovial mood today, which is nice.
I feel great today.
Yeah,
I've had a lovely day. It's been great. Yeah, I'm in a really happy mood today. I don't know. It was my birthday this week, so
yeah,
that started the week was nice. And then, today's just been a nice day. And I was moaning at you, wasn't I, that my poor little nose is a bit Rudolph red. So before we went live, I quickly went upstairs and put some foundation on it. We'll never know. Only you get to see it. You did. You knew before.
It did look a bit red, and you wouldn't know now. So that is the power of...
No, exactly, you see. I've
power
got
of makeup.
A can of Pepsi, left the kids eating their bit of birthday cake that they were eating, and... Oh, Ash, you've got the wrong one. Why have you got that?
Yeah, I know. They're cheaper at the moment. You can get like 24 cans for like $4.50 or something from Sainsbury's. It's unbelievable.
What?
I know.
That is a ridiculous bargain.
It's really cheap. They're really cheap when they're on offer.
Yeah.
But I prefer Pepsi Max, so I'm right there with you. But come on, let's.
Pepsi Max is the best thing ever.
Yeah, it is. Pepsi Max is amazing.
Sean Newman. I could claim that my child is named after it, but it's not. Oh, thank you. I'm very old now. Very old. Very
Happy
old.
Happy birthday
indeed.
from CH.
Thank you, Sean.
As well. We've got Rod Rev in the chat saying good day. FPL uproar straight with Delap is the best captain this game week. Got to be done if you've got him. Let us know your questions in the chat. Hopefully everyone's getting back into FPL, the FPL swing of things with a deadline in a couple of days. Yeah, looking forward to having it back. Before we talk anything to do with FPL though, we got to talk about Sleeper, who are sponsoring this episode. Let me just get rid of that. There's a new Pick'em game for the Champions League. So get involved in that. There's a link in the description below. All you got to do is pick the outcomes of the Champions League games. There's loads of great prizes, $1,000 worth of prizes split between the top 3 predictors in the league. Obviously, the English teams are on there. How do you think they're going to get on, Sam? Villa versus Bologna? Villa win?
The win for Villa? Yeah.
Arsenal v Shakhtar?
Yeah, they'll win for Arsenal.
Win for Arsenal. City versus... Who are ACS? I don't even know who City are playing.
I don't know who that is either. But
because we
don't know who that is, let's just assume that that's going to be a win.
Sparta Praha.
Oh, is that...
That's Sparta Praha. Yep.
Yeah, let's go for a win for City.
And
it's going to be a good night for the English.
Liverpool-Leipzig. Liverpool away at Red Bull Leipzig.
The new Klopp. We'll go Liverpool.
Yeah,
Leo will go mad if I don't go Liverpool.
So four Liverpool,
I'm terrible
English,
at this.
4 English wins, you're saying in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not very good at the Pick'em game.
I think Liverpool Red Bull's the one where I'm a little bit... They'll do well to go away.
I can't say that Liverpool aren't going to win as... Can you imagine what grief I'll get when he comes home if I've said that they're going to lose?
Spurs West Ham this weekend?
It's not worth it, is it?
Spurs going to win that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The best.
Good.
That'll ruin my happy mood if we don't.
We'll get involved in Sleeper if you haven't already. Obviously, you've got the main game, the Premier League game. You've also now got the Champions League game to pick from. Try and get into the top 3 and win a load of prizes. All right, let's take some questions ahead of Game Week 8. You're getting loads of birthday messages, Sam. James C, happy returns. Hassan, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yelena says Diet Coke is the Chris Wood of the beverage world. You either appreciate it or you don't.
I do not.
No, I do love a Diet Coke, but I do agree that the Pepsi Max is superior. FPL
I just don't think once you've had a Pepsi Max,
you don't go back.
Oh,
is that the phrase?
Yeah, thank you for saying we look good. Yeah, but I think once you make the move, I used to drink Diet Coke. Now I drink and then the Pepsi is so much superior. When people give me I was saying to you before, wasn't I? I went to my niece's birthday party at the weekend, and my brother came at me with a can. I said, I'll just have a Coke, please. And he came over with a can of Diet Coke and a can of Pepsi Max, and he was like, which one do you want? And I was like, I mean, there is literally no choice. This one is so
Fantasy Football Scout,
inferior.
sponsored by Pepsi Max.
Maybe I should try and get a deal with them.
You should.
I'll send Ed off.
I was going to say that's got to be.
This live stream could be sponsored by Pepsi Max. The amount.
Yeah, but I'm drinking the rival.
Every stream.
So
Yeah, but that's only normally you have a Pepsi Max, don't you?
If they want to send me, a crate of Pepsi Max, I'll happily drink that on.
They could send us a little hat that we could wear.
That'd be nice. I do like a hat. Good.
Yeah.
Tom's in the chat. Tom's always got a question. He only wants your opinion on this, so I'm going to stay out of it. Would you do Jackson to Solanke for a hit? God, Tom. Jackson to Solanke for a hit.
Right. So Thomas, the Chelsea fan, who never wants Spurs to do well, is now asking me if he should hit out a Chelsea player to bring in a Spurs one.
That seems...
Thomas. I mean, ridiculous. I probably would, though.
Would you? Yeah.
It's Liverpool, isn't it? Chelsea got Liverpool away. That's a horrible game. Spurs' fixtures are really nice.
I just don't think Solanke's done enough at the moment to tell me he's worthy of a hit.
If the question was Brennan Johnson, would you do it for him?
What, Jackson to Brennan? No.
I know that they're in different positions, but just in terms of because you're saying about the form of Solanke, obviously Jackson is in really good, Johnson is in really good form.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So would you do it that way?
I think this season I'm trying to take like a lot less hits, a lot fewer hits.
Okay,
as is actually the correct term. Because I've taken too many hits over the last few years and it's not worked. And I think this year the fact we can roll transfers and potentially get 3, 4, 5 transfers, I'm hoping. I mean, if I need it, if there's injuries or there's fixtures I really want to get to and I can do loads of things, I'm not completely adverse to it. But I think just a like for like transfer, given how unpredictable things are, particularly early on, I don't think I'd do it. And it's Newcastle at home next for Jackson, isn't it? That's a good fixture for him. I wouldn't do it personally. No. Oh, he says he's getting Brennan for free anyway.
Oh, you don't need both. Oh,
wow.
Hang on, we've discussed this. We discussed this last week. We were talking about whether, and I said to you last week, I think, Tom, that you didn't need, you don't need the hit. You can just do the Brennan move.
Just get Brennan.
Brennan's going to be the one that bangs because he's the one I don't have.
Yeah, same. I haven't got him either. Daniel H. Ipswich for the win this week. I got them in the last man standing in the local pub. A bit brave for the first tip. Yeah, I'm doing a last man standing. You pick a team each week and then you can't use them again and you get 3 lives. I've got Spurs this week against West Ham. Ipswich against Everton with Branthwaite back. It's got a bit tougher for them. I think Mikalenko's trading as well, isn't he? Tough one.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ipswich win this game.
I think they'll be over the moon with a win. I think a draw is probably more likely. But if you think, I'm playing Davis this week. I'm playing Leif Davis. If you've got Delap, I'm seeing FPL Raw all on the Delap train. FPL Raw Delap hat-trick, Jason Becker, Delap. He's very popular. I think he's the best. Well, it's another question from James C. Is clearly the best cheap option because of his minutes. No, I think Delap is.
I think from next week it's tight between Cunha and Delap. I think right now Delap is the best option because Cunha's got Man City this week. But once you get after the Man City game, I think it's very close between the two of them. But the fact that
it's a lot more money though,
more expensive than Delap.
He's $1 million. He's not 0.5. It's $1 million more.
So it's a whole million. Yeah, 6.5. It makes it's $1,000,001, isn't it? Yeah, oh no, it's 0.9.
Does he not?
He
hasn't gone up,
isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I think Cunha is definitely in the conversation from next week, but I think right now because he is 5.6, Delap is still the best cheap option.
Yeah, he's done well though. I mean, the fixtures they've had, he's got 3 goals already. Cunha, it's not bad. 2.5% ownership.
No, he's.
I agree with you though.
And would it surprise you if he gets something against Man City? Really, for the Man City?
No, I think Wolves score. I think Wolves score in that game. I've got Lewis on my bench at the moment.
I think Wolves will score.
Yeah, I don't really fancy him this week. Quite a few people mentioning hits actually this week. I haven't even considered taking a hit this week. There's 3 different hits that I can 4. There's so many. Anyway, let's take a couple at random. So
Tom started this.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So this is from Simon. João Pedro to Jimenez or Delap for a hit or start Greaves. Yeah, I think in that case I'd take the hit.
João Pedro to Delap for a hit. I'd be all over that.
Yeah, so would I. I'd do it. I just think Ipswich concede. If they do get a win, I think
too.
it'll be a 2-1. I wouldn't want to start Greaves. And you've got to get rid of Pedro anyway, because he could be out for ages. So you're dealing with like a long-term problem there. Yeah, no, I would do that. Yeah. Albin, would you do Watkins and Eze to Kuna and Foden for a hit? Watkins and Eze to Kuna and Foden.
I think selling Watkins this week could really bite you.
Yeah, Bournemouth at home next week.
Yeah.
For a hit as well. And you're getting Kuna, who's playing away at home at Man City. Palace have got Forest, haven't they?
Just do Eze to Brennan Johnson.
Yeah. I guess if you want to try and get an extra Man City, you're on the Foden hate train now, aren't you? I remember from last week.
No, Foden was my differential on today's pod, or the official pod today. Like I don't hate that. Having now watched him play for England and having the fact that the Man City have got so many injury problems in that kind of attack with no Rodri, we don't yet know about KDB, do we? So I'm sort of coming around to the idea of going a bit early on Foden, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sacrifice Watkins to do it this week.
I mean, it's basically Watkins or Foden over the next 2 weeks. Or, well, okay, Watkins and +4 versus Foden. Who gets more points? Foden could go off in these 2 games, but
he massively could.
Selling Watkins, I wouldn't do it. I don't like it for a hit. No, I wouldn't do it. I'd keep Watkins. I think you give him that Bournemouth at home game.
Yeah, because I think like this week, all right, it's Fulham. But Fulham defensively they've not been keeping clean sheets. Like, I think Aston Villa scoring in both of their next 2 Premier League matches.
Yeah, same. Nah, I wouldn't do it.
But these fixtures are great for Man City.
Saying yes or no?
It's tough.
Go on, sit on the fence. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. That's going to bite us.
But it's tight.
FPL Gaza.
Massively going to bite us.
Another hit dilemma. Robbo and Diaz to Gvardiol and Maddison for a -4. Overall rank 26k. Bloody hell, Gaza. Good start to the season you've had. Robertson and Diaz to Gvardiol and Maddison. I don't like that.
Why?
Well, I think Diaz is going to start against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And Liverpool at the moment are the best defence in the league. And Gvardiol is not justifying the price. And Maddison, I think, is too much for what he gives. I prefer Johnson. And for a hit, no, I wouldn't do it. I'd give Liverpool this Chelsea game.
I wouldn't do the hit.
I think this is a big test for him.
So I wouldn't do the hit, but I think I'd do Diaz to Maddison.
I wouldn't. Nah, I wouldn't.
I'm just getting my pod notes back up from this morning because I made some notes on Maddison for the official pod, and then wasn't allowed to have him as my differential.
I mean, you could do either of those moves for free, Gaza. So you're basically say you really want to do Diaz to Maddison, fair enough. Would you do Robertson to Gvardiol for a hit? No way. There's no way you do Robertson to Gvardiol for a hit, right? You just said you think Man City are going to concede.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it. Like, I personally wouldn't have a Man City defender at all. The Maddison move, I think, is interesting. He's Spurs' top scoring player in fantasy. 2 goals, 3 assists so far, 39 points, 2 double-digit hauls in the last 3 game weeks. Spurs have produced 35 shots from set pieces this season. That's more than any other side. And obviously, Maddison is involved in all the set pieces. Personally, I agree with you. I would prefer Brennan Johnson over Maddison. I'd say
he's got Brennan.
Money.
He's got Brennan already. Says Gaza.
So it's doubling up on Spurs.
Doubling up on Spurs mids. Look at Gaza in the chat. Diaz been away with Colombia too. Basically, he's looking for us to give him an excuse to do Diaz to Maddison. You're not going to get it from me. I wouldn't do it.
I'll give it.
You could give him the.
So, Colombia played
confirmation
at
bias he
9:30
needs.
in the evening on. Yeah, Colombia played their last game at 9:30 on Tuesday evening. Diaz played 76 minutes in that one. I'd do that.
Yeah. 3 hearts.
The only thing that would put me off it, the only thing that would put me off it is the fact that Chelsea are without Cucurella and Fofana.
I know, they've got no defence. And they're rubbish defending anyway. No, no way I'd do that. No way. I'd leave it this way. I think Diaz is a good pick.
I wouldn't do Robbo and Vardy. I'd leave Robbo.
Yeah. Okay. But Gaza, you've now got, if you want to listen, and you should listen to Sam because she's better than me over the last few years. So I would listen to her rather than myself.
Not at the minute.
Not the minute. No, I was going to say that, and I was like, well, actually, I've got half your rank. Malachi Fox, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Az and Sam. Hope you're both well after the international break. Oh, it's felt like a long one, hasn't it? This break.
It has.
Bringing in Foden for Saka game week 9 because Pep can't bench him forever. I'm doing the same. I think I'm doing exactly the same.
Next week.
Yeah, I think so.
That won't bite you at all.
Oh no. It's just a fixtures play. It's just while Arsenal have got 3 or 4 games, quite tough fixtures. I'd take the punt on.
Yeah,
on
whereas
Foden.
I'm thinking about. Whereas I'm thinking about if Watkins doesn't perform this week, I'm thinking about selling him down for Delap and taking the money out that way.
Yeah. What then? Doing like a 5-5 or 6 up to Foden. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He won't be benched now. Don't worry. He's fine.
I don't think he can bench him anymore.
Nah, they need him. They need him in the team. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. We had another super chat as well, but it has gone from my list, but I will find it. It's up here. It's it's from Malachi Fox has done the super chat twice. You did not have to do that. I think it's the same question. Malachi, get us another question in. You've paid twice. Happy to answer another one. Sorry, I missed the first one.
Don't pay a third time.
Definitely don't pay a third time.
Just ask us a normal question.
Yeah, just ask a normal question. We'll definitely answer it. So many hits going round. Sean Newman says could do Trent instead of Palmer for a -4. And there's a first. 4 free transfers. Do I have to go for Haaland or wait one more week? That's the question there. 4 free transfers.
I mean, he's playing Wolves, who've conceded 21, is it? 21 goals this season, more than anyone else. I think it's 21. And something like 26 shots on target, which is more than anyone else as well.
You've got to have Haaland for the next 2 weeks. I just...
Big chances.
I just don't believe you can get away with not having Haaland the next 2. Wolves and Southampton, they are conceding so many chances. Wolves have just conceded 5 goals to Brentford.
Yeah.
Brentford.
So that's that. Wolves have conceded 21 goals. That's the most in the league, and they've conceded 26 big chances, which is the third worst in the league. I don't think you can not have Haaland this week. I really don't.
I've only got 4 free transfers as well. You should be able to switch your team up to be able to get him in.
Move the money around, 100%.
Yep. Adrian says, can you explain selling price versus current price? Lost a ton of team value on wildcard because you know the rules. Oh no. You basically get one selling price for every 0.2 current price. So you need a player to go up 0.2 to be able to cash out the 0.1. What can be helpful on the wildcard is I don't think it's been any double rises this international break, but the last one, for example, Jackson went up twice. So I got him in. I played the wildcard early, got Jackson in, caught the double price rise, and then cashed out, took him out of the team. I basically effectively banked a 0.1. But if you've got players in your team, say you've got Salah and you bought him at 12.5 and he's gone up to 12.8, you only get 1.1, even though he's gone up 0.3. So if you sell him, then you're only cashing out on the 0.1. You need to wait for him to go up again to then be able to get 0.2 from the 0.4 rise. So yeah, it is a bit of a funny system. It would be a lot simpler if it was just you got 0.1 for every 0.1 that they go up. Would you prefer it like that?
I wish you did get that.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I guess you could
really like that if they made it.
You would get some massive team value teams though, wouldn't you? Because I don't know, you could like say imagine Palmer going up from what was he 5 million last year to I don't know 6.5. You're making 1.5 on that if you sell him. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, but I also think that that's just more motivation to stay engaged in the game, isn't it? And to stay abreast of price rises and players.
And it might give you a bit of incentive to like sell him and try and use that money elsewhere, because no one was selling Palmer, were they, when you had that much value tied up in him? Yeah, I don't know. Malachi's second question.
Then you could easily get him back, couldn't you?
You could. Malachi's second question is, who's got better hair, Gianni or Az? Paid £5 for this question. Az. Thanks, Sam.
Definitely Az.
It's not as like it's not as like nicely styled, but I think it's thicker.
Yours is really nice and thick.
Yeah,
it's really nice and thick, and it's got nice volume to it.
Thank you. Gianni's in the chat as well. He says, "Hey team, should I sell Diaz to Foden this week?" Says Gianni. For free?
I'd do that.
Yeah, so would I. I'd do that for free. I mean, I'm a big fan of Diaz this week.
Jota, and I can't sell him, but Diaz, I think you could sell.
If you could do Diaz to Foden.
Big fan of Diaz this week.
Well, yeah, I am, in the sense that I wouldn't be desperate to sell him for Maddison or Johnson or something like that. I'd give him the week. If I could go up to Foden could be the top scoring midfielder over the next 2 weeks.
I think
all the stress balls out. Yeah, I'd do it.
Can of Pepsi in one hand and stress ball in the other. I've got multiple stress things on my desk. I've got this guy as well. Are
you right at the moment? Lot of stress going on at Scout, is there?
Not really. No, I'm quite happy at the minute. Just playing with stuff.
Good, I'm happy to hear. Mark says, "What do you think of Diaz to Son or Foden and Havertz to Kuna for free?" Diaz to Foden, Havertz to Kuna. Oh, I don't know about selling Havertz.
The problem with the thing is with Havertz this week is that Cunha's got Man City, so
Diaz and Havertz versus Kuna and Foden. I think that's close this week. Purely because, like you say, Kuna's got...
They're playing each other.
Kuna's got Man City. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't think I'd do it. As I said, I quite like Diaz this week, given Chelsea's injuries. I think it would if you could do Diaz to Foden, fine, but you're having to downgrade Havertz to Kuna with a difficult game. So no, I wouldn't do it.
Do Delap instead.
You could do Delap instead, yeah. Yeah. I guess if you're banking on Kuna long term.
Delap continues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you reckon? Yes or no?
I don't like the Havertz to Cunha bit this week.
Me neither.
It's that fixture for Cunha that puts me off, so I probably wouldn't do it on that basis.
Yep. Question mark facts. Foden has been terrible when he plays. I know the eye test isn't too helpful, but I don't think Foden is good. I'd rather have Savinho. You would rather have Savinho than Foden. I don't believe that. He has been poor, though. He was poor for England again. He hasn't really done anything in the league. He scored in the Champions League, didn't he? Did he get a goal in the Champions League?
Goal and an assist.
Goal and an assist.
Yeah,
I mean,
assist.
The thing is, you can't judge it. Like, it's Phil Foden. He's one of like the best talents in the league. He's not going to go the next 5 or 6 weeks without getting any attacking returns. Man City's fixtures are too good.
Agreed. And he has to play him.
Yeah, they need him. They need his creativity. There's no way he's definitely not a bad pick. There's no way you'd pick Savinho over Foden. I don't believe that. No chance.
I wouldn't.
No. Footballer of the year for Foden, and Gianni and I love him as well. So, yeah, that's always a positive. Lennox says, thoughts on Jackson to Jimenez. This allows money for Palmer without losing Saka or Trent. Jackson to Jimenez?
Then yes.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I mean, I still think I'd rather go for Cunha or Delap. But I don't know how much is Jimenez these days.
It's 5-6, I think. Cheap. About the same as Delap.
Let's have a look. Wow. 5-6, exactly the same as Delap.
I
think I'd still rather have Delap.
Yeah.
But if you want to go Jimenez, then yeah.
I don't hate Jimenez. I think, yeah, if you're finding a way to get Palmer and you've got to lose either Saka, Trent or Jackson, like, there's no choice there, is there? You lose Jackson out of those three.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Joseph says Foden's always like this. Got to catch him at the right time. Yeah, he loves his little purple patches. Here's one. This is a good one. Azuma says, is it worth it to transfer out Trent and Smith Rowe for Rico Lewis and Johnson? Trent and Smith Rowe to Lewis and Johnson. I prefer Trent and Smith Rowe. No, I wouldn't do that.
I don't really like the Rico Lewis pick. Rico Lewis is the pick that bothers me the most. I like the Johnson pick, clearly.
I think out of those 4 options, Trent is the best option. If I was to pick one of those 4.
Followed by Johnson?
Trent. Yeah, Trent, Johnson, Smith Rowe, Lewis.
Agree.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I don't think I would either.
No.
I think I'd hold.
There you go. Jenny says KDB not spoiling Trent. KDB's not close, is he? I thought KDB was out for a while.
No, I don't think so. No, I think that there was conversation that he might be back soon, but he hasn't been seen in training yet. So okay. I don't think it's like, I don't think it'll be this week, and I'm not sure about next week.
Yeah, I thought he was out for at least a few more weeks. Sean Newman says, I sold Haaland game week 3. First few weeks was pain, but if timed correctly, some huge ranks to gain and lose. Oh yeah, I mean, if you didn't have him, I mean, I feel sorry for the people that didn't own him and then bought him in for his 2 successive blanks, and now are left ruining the decision like a certain Mark Sutherland's. I mean, 7, 17, 17, 13, 9, 2, 2. It's quite funny.
Yeah, Mark broke him.
But I mean, it's Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton, Spurs. That's the next 5. He's getting goals over that period. You got to have him. You got to have him, I think.
I agree.
To fund Haaland, would you sell Saka or Palmer? Who would you rather have for the next 5 weeks, Saka or Palmer?
Oh, Saka still, I think.
I'm the opposite. I'd go Palmer.
I just don't trust Chelsea very much.
The fixtures are, I mean, the next 5, Palmer's got Liverpool, Newcastle, United, Arsenal, Leicester. So Liverpool's obviously really tough. Arsenal's really tough. Newcastle, Man United, Leicester. He should do well in all 3 of those games. Saka's got Bournemouth, Liverpool, Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest. Liverpool's tough. Newcastle away. That's tough. Chelsea away. And then Forest, they're quite good defense. Now I'd rather have Palmer, personally.
Yeah, I can see it.
But you'd still say Saka?
I can see it.
It's close. It's a roll. It's a coin flip, isn't it?
It's a dice roll, that one. Yeah, I don't think there'll be a huge amount of points different.
Yeah, I'd rather have Foden than both of them, and that's probably the way I'm going to go. Mark says Havertz to Solanke because I really want a Spurs attacker, but I have nobody to sell Johnson for apart from Diaz, who I'm trying to keep. Havertz to Solanke. Yeah, I can see it. I think Solanke at home to West Ham is better than Havertz away at Bournemouth. Yeah,
I agree. I've got Solanke. I think it's a good pick.
If you offered me like a free transfer to do Solanke to Havertz, I wouldn't do it. So why not just do Havertz of Solanke now for a free?
Yeah.
Yeah. FPL Gaza, is there a black box tonight? Mark's away. Mark is away, but we are doing a black box tonight, and it's going to follow a similar format to this.
Who have you got?
Huh? Oh, it's me and Mark.
Who have you got if Mark's away?
No, it's Mark. Mark's doing it.
Oh, he's doing it from away.
Yeah, he's doing it from a Bulgarian hotel room, and it's going to be a Q&A.
Love that.
It's going to be kind of a Q&A like this. So, yeah, hopefully
I'll come and ask you some questions tonight.
Yeah, do it. Jump in, ask some questions.
We'll super chat you. We'll super chat you some money for chips again.
Oh, perfect. I could get a kebab. That was a good night. Yeah, Lee gave me money for chips.
We love Black Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love watching Black Box. We watch it together. We record a podcast for our patrons, and then when we finish recording that, we put Black Box on the TV and we watch you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, every week.
We watch you on the Sundays when the football ends. Because obviously you go live.
There you go.
And I was straight with my super chat off the Brighton game. Good times. Good times.
I noticed.
Greg Williams, Jota and Watkins to Foden and Solanke for free. Jota and Watkins out. Oh, there's a lot of knee jerking going on, isn't there? Jota and Watkins out.
So I've got both Jota and Watkins, and I would not sell either of them this week.
No, nor would I. I get it. Like Foden and Solanke are good picks this week, but I think Jota and Watkins are as well. And you're using 2 free transfers.
I do.
No, I wouldn't do it. I think this is my like
You're in your calm era.
yeah, I'm trying to instill a bit of calm. Like stop with all the crazy moves. Just chill. We're coming out an international break. Get another transfer in the bag. Chill out. I think I've only said yes to one move so far. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you are. That's what we're doing. And you know it's going to be the week where we should take hits.
We're boring roles. I know.
Loving black box is crazy, says Donald Malcolm. Yeah, crazy good. Save 2 free transfers, says Dan the man. Epic's one word. I mean, it's epically long. Shouldn't be
epically long.
It shouldn't be a long one tonight, to be fair.
The best thing about Black Box is that we record our Ohana podcast, we eat dinner, we get ready for bed, and we get into bed, and we're still watching it.
Yeah.
Every week.
There's been people who've said like, "Oh, I've like gone on like a hour and a half drive, like dropped my girlfriend somewhere, come back, had a bath, got out the bath, and like you're still going." It's like, yeah, it does. That's gone for a
Thursday nights. We go to bed watching Black Box. Every Thursday.
Oh, we're getting questions from FPL Harry, Sam.
Oh my!
The FPL Harry.
All of everybody's in.
Trent and Smith
Let's not get this wrong. Imagine
Trent and Smith Rowe versus Palmer and Greaves. Who scores more? Trent and Smith Rowe. Harry, everyone's got Greaves in it. I mean, Greaves is getting 1 point, most likely. Palmer's away at Liverpool. What is his ceiling? Like, he could get an assist. Could he get 6 or 7 points? Trent and Smith Rowe all day. I would bet money, significant money, on Trent and Smith Rowe outscoring Palmer and Greaves this week. I'm not going to, but I would if I could.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Good. So Trent getting 1 when Palmer scores. Okay, so FPL Harry is looking again. Someone else looking for us for confirmation bias. I think he wants to do Trent and Smith Rowe to Palmer and Greaves. Yeah, and the Chelsea bias. Harry, you're much better than me at FPL. So if you want to do it, I won't talk you out of it. But don't come crying to me when Trent bangs in a free kick. Amit says Semenyo to a 4-5 million midfielder and Diaz to Foden. I'm guessing for free. Semenyo to a 4-5 and Diaz to Foden.
I don't hate that if you've got 4-6 to go dibbling.
Yeah, true. I'm playing Dibbling this week. Oh God, I'm playing Dibbling and
Dibbling
and Davis this week.
And yet you're rolling.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's bad times. It depends if you're bringing in a 4-5 midfielder, you need to have like a decent option elsewhere. You need to, you're basically killing off that spot. Even if Dibbling's good for 1 week, but you're not going to want to play Dibbling every week, are you? So,
well, not next week. Get the Man City.
No, exactly. I bet you blank against Leicester and score against Man City. That's normally the way with these things.
100%. He's taking out the clean sheet, isn't he, next week?
Yeah. If you can do Diaz to Foden and you've got someone else who can come in, then because Semenyo's got a rough run of games, so I don't really hate that.
Next two are horrible, aren't they?
Yeah. Pinocchio says highest rank I've seen you for a while as. Yeah, I'm nearly at my highest rank in like 18 months. That'd be nice.
Woohoo!
My highest rank was about where I finished
next week.
Last year. Yeah, next week once I've got a green arrow, it'll be fine.
2 big green arrows next week,
when Davis and Dibbling score. Oh, going to be in the top 100k.
Solanke goes off in front of me on Saturday lunchtime.
Yep, I've got him as well, so I hope so. Opio says, is Saka playing this game week or not? I would be amazed if Saka didn't play. Absolutely amazed.
Arteta would roll Saka out with a broken leg.
Absolutely. He's going to have to properly be injured for him not to play.
Agreed.
Saka
will play.
And he'll either start or he won't be in the squad. He's not going to be benched. So just make sure you've got someone on the bench. This is where Dibbling is a decent bench option, because if Saka doesn't play and you get Dibbling off the bench, it's not the worst, is it?
I don't really have a bench option. That's a bit of a problem.
Oh, no. I think Saka will be fine. Everyone says playing Dibbling and Davis is what having Haaland does to you. Yeah, but they've got good fixtures. It's a fixtures play. Everton at home conceded the most chances and most crosses down Davis's side. Good option. Dibbling is dibbling. He's going to do dibbling things. He's looked all right. Honestly, Dibbling has looked good in the games I've seen him, and he's at home to Leicester. Like, if he's ever going to score, it's going to be this game. Or if it was like Fulham away or something, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. But I don't mind playing them. I don't mind playing them this week. Oh my god! Question mark facts is I'm benching Palmer. Too much value in him to sell, but I know he won't do very good. No, you can't bench Palmer. On pens, anything can happen.
There's got to be somebody else in your squad of 15 that you could bench over benching Palmer. I can't believe that Palmer's the best bench option.
No chance. No chance. Like, you wouldn't... Like, Rodgers, for example. If you've got Rodgers, you're not going to play Rodgers over Palmer this week.
I mean, I'd want to play Rodgers, but I wouldn't play him over Palmer.
You wouldn't play him over Palmer, that's my point. No. I've got Rodgers on the bench at the moment.
If you've got Palmer...
For Davis and Dibbling.
If you're prepared to spend... If you're prepared to spend 10.7 million or whatever he is now on Palmer, you can't put him on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. Albertac says Saka, Havertz, Watkins out, Dibbling, Solanke and Haaland in for free. Oh, God. That could go so badly. That could go so badly.
That has got pain written all over it.
That makes me feel sick just looking at that. I wouldn't do it. I know we've said you need Haaland, but selling Saka and Watkins and getting in a move that involves playing Dibbling. I mean, I've said I'd like Dibbling this week, but wait a week. Just hope Haaland doesn't go mad against Wolves and do it next week. I just think selling Saka and Havertz before Bournemouth, that is pain.
And Watkins, to be fair.
That is pain. I wouldn't do it.
But Haaland...
I actually, to be fair, it depends who your captain is this week. Because if you don't have a decent captain... Like, I wouldn't captain... Like, Saka over Haaland this week for captain feels not great. So, if you haven't got a great captain and... Yeah, I've changed my mind. I would do it because you get the captaincy. I would do it, but it would be with a heavy heart.
It's a hard one.
Hang on.
Because I genuinely think Solanke...
I'm captaining Salah regardless. So he's not even going to captain Haaland. So no, definitely don't do it. Definitely don't do it. Saka, I think Saka, Havertz, and Watkins outscores Dibbling, Solanke, and Haaland this week.
I don't know as that one. I find that one really difficult.
You got to answer.
Like Haaland could go off. I don't think I would do it. I think I'd hold, but I wouldn't be surprised if Solanke and Haaland both go relatively big this week.
Makes me feel sick that though, because you're going to get it wrong. This is the problem with like 3 or 4 transfers, isn't it? Like you're making such wholesale changes to your team, and it's so much luck involved.
And those are big players.
These are big players.
We're talking about big players this week.
That is 3 big players to be taken out. It's 3 big players for one that plays for Southampton, a Solanke who hasn't really gone mad
in the lunchtime kick,
and arguably the greatest pick we've ever had in FPL. But it's still 3 good picks for one amazing pick, one decent pick, and one probably not so good pick.
And one Dibbling.
I wouldn't do it. You say you wouldn't do it as well?
I wouldn't. No, I'd hold. Reluctantly, I'd hold.
Yeah, cool. Agree. Right, we'll take one more question. Oh, we've got a perfect one from AB.
Oh, don't make it really hard.
It's about Spurs. Is Kulusevski being slept on for just 6.2 million? We've spoken about Johnson. We've spoken about Solanke.
Everyone else.
What about Kulu? What about Kulu?
Okay, here's my thoughts on Kulu. If Sonny is back, which I now think he's going to be, from what Postecoglou said today on the Spurs channels, then I think Kulusevski becomes a brilliant pick at 6.2. because part of the reason that Kulusevski hasn't been returning in FPL is because he's been sending those balls over to Werner, and Werner can't hit a barn door.
Nope.
So if Sonny's there, Sonny can hit a barn door and hit it quite well. So I would expect some conversion to those. Now, I think the issue that you've got is that with Kulusevski, it's mostly about assists. Whereas with Brennan, he is the one that's ending up in the finishing zone alongside Solanke. I'd expect more goals out of those two. And Maddison's obviously got the set piece threat. And so I think, you got a couple of choices, haven't you? You pay just slightly more and you go for Brennan Johnson, who's in the form of his life
it's
right
only
now,
0.4. It's not a huge... If Johnson was 7 and it was like 0.8, but it's only 0.4.
Yeah, if you've got the extra like 1.3, then you can go Madders. You can go to Dom. Like, I just think that the thing with the Spurs attack right now is that you could make a case for all of them being in your team not at the same time, but you could make a case for having Son, for having Johnson. Yeah. Kulu, I think, is the harder one. I think without Werner there, when it's Son again, it will be better for him. But I just think that his ceiling is lower than the others because he's less likely to end up in those attacking positions because he's more in the 8.
Yeah.
Whereas with the others and with Madders on the set pieces, I just think that their route to points is slightly greater.
Yeah, I agree. So we're saying no, not really. If Johnson wasn't a factor and you could get a Spurs player for 6.2, I'd say yes. But for 6.6, find the extra and go for Johnson.
I think if you've only got 6.2, like if that's it, and you're going to take a hit otherwise, then I'd take a punt on Kulu for that.
I like this follow-up.
There'd be some, but
I like this follow-up from AB. Already did Semenyo to Kulu. Didn't have the money for Johnson.
Yeah, but that's what I was just saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have the money for Johnson, and it's just a straight choice. I'd far rather have Kulu than Semenyo. Yeah, I would.
If you ask me, is Kulu a decent pick, then I'd say yes. If you're asking me, is he being slept on? I don't think he is, because I think the 6.6 option in Johnson is better, and that's where people are going. And I think Johnson scores more points than Kulusevski and justifies the 0.4, which is why people are sleeping on him.
But I do think Kulu his return should improve with Son there.
Yeah, cool. Well, AB will be happy to hear that because he's brought him in. Perfect.
Yeah. I'll cheer for him. For you on Sunday.
So will I. If I'll be thinking of you, AB, if Kulu scores. Sam, awesome stuff as always. Quite went really quickly today.
It did. It was a good one today.
45 minutes, easy. We'll be back again next week ahead of game week 9.
Yeah,
I'll be doing Black Box Night with Mark. You'll be doing FPL Family on Sunday. Is that the next one?
Yeah, but I'll be watching Black Box tonight.
Woo! Good. Looking forward to your questions. Check out Sleeper. Check out the description for that and the Pick'em game for the Champions League with great prizes. And Sam and I will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.